So out here in SoCal for the first real kind of weekend road trip of my new build. So this is a 2021 custom frame up build, SB115. Kind of call it my lunch ride version. But today out here in SoCal, what's kind of cool about this ride, where are we at? What's this area called, John?
Backbone Trail in Malibu.
Backbone Trail Malibu. Perfect for these shorter travel 29ers. This is how versatile this bike is for SB100 lineup. We have 3 versions basically of the same bike. So John, owner of MTBR.com, chain lube manufacturer, which I use is chain lube, which is amazing wax-based chain lube. He also does a SAG card. If you guys ever see that credit card size SAG indicator for any fork, any shock.
Here's my business card.
There's a business website. Check him out. He's out here at SoCal. So John is the same size as I am, about 6'4". We both ride an extra large, but we have such a different build on our bikes. So John is an SB100 extra large, and what's unique about his bike is it's built up at 23 pounds.
23.5.
23.5. So what are kind of specific weight weenie kind of parts you put on it?
Me and Liam over at Worldwide went basically part by part to get the lightest, strongest thing for me at my, I have oversized rotors on here, a couple things that I kept for a guy my weight. I got 180 rotors front and back. But other than that, we went part by part to get it as light as we could and still have it a functional bike.
Yeah.
Not just an XC bike for climbing, but still have some fun on the downhills. So
like even like carbon fiber,
carbon dropper,
carbon seat.
Carbon seat rail. That was Liam's. That's his personal favorite seat, and I'm really glad he showed me that. It weighs nothing.
Yeah, and step cast.
Yep.
What's a travel set?
It's a 120,
right?
It's got the 1,200 something gram wheel set on here.
Yep.
This at the time in 2019 was, I think, the lightest crank you could get.
Yeah, XL.
And I went with 11 speed for a couple reasons. For this bike, I don't need a huge gear range.
Right.
But it's just lighter. That 946 cassette is 100 grams lighter than anything else I've looked at. And,
yeah.
What else?
Running XTR 2-pot trail brakes. Check out the fast rolling tires.
Gravel tires.
Gravel tires, basically.
Envy Stammen bars.
Super light.
Slammed.
Yeah. This thing is a rocket.
It is. And then the one thing that's cool, I wanted to do a remote. What do you call this? The lockout?
Yeah, remote lockout.
Because, guys our weight, when you stand up and start pedaling uphill, you're just bouncing like a pogo stick. So you can just lock it out on the fly.
Yeah.
And that it feels like you get like 20% more efficiency out of it.
So John's bike at 23 pounds, XC Racer kind of build.
XC Racer with a short stem and flat pedals. Yeah.
Where at the far, nice catch. Far end of the extreme is my lunch ride build. I built it closer to a 130, kind of burlier than a stock 115. I'm running a 35 stanchion pike for the extra strength. Running the travel at 140 instead of stock on 130 on an SB115. I've got 1,800 gram carbon wheels, 30 diameter internals with DHR2 up front, dissector rear. So mine's more about a little bit burlier build, kind of my lunch ride version. And then you go to Sergio's bike.
Jose.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jose. Well, I'm thinking Sergio. Jose. And Jose is more of a stock build SB100, right?
Yeah, except for, I made a few upgrades, but it's pretty much stock. I just changed the headset, the grips. I love these grips.
The rev grips?
Yeah.
Do you make a difference versus standard grip?
I suffer from, I have very weak hands, and these help a lot.
Yeah.
180 rotors, TRP, and the seat, and that's pretty much it. The rest is stock.
Yeah, and this is how you would buy it stock on an SB100 when they were available. Now the SB100 from the Yeti line's discontinued, and we've gone to the SB115. 120 mil still in the fork?
Yep.
Yeah. Do you know what it weighs approximately?
I have no idea.
I'm probably guessing 23 pounds. Probably. And what size is this one?
Medium. So
medium?
It's probably a little bit heavier than the stock.
25-ish, 26-ish.
Yeah.
So
pretty light.
Yeah. But for these trails out here, these are perfect weapons for out here. So it's been a really good bike selection for me to bring down from NorCal, and it was kind of unique as we were riding to realize that there's 3 iterations of this bike and 2 generations of it, and how you can build up these bikes to be really versatile to fit your needs. So we're gonna get back on the ride. Wanted to add some comments also about this video. Observations during my ride with riding with Jose and John was how the bikes acted on the trail, exactly how their builds were. And what I mean by that is John's bike, the most XC oriented bike and the lighter bike of the group, when we are on pedaling transitions or flat ground, I mean, I couldn't keep up. He was a rocket. That thing just took off. And it was funny, like, and that's kind of what made me think about it. We had this transition for a while, and John was leading the way and looking effortlessly at his speed, and I was, to be honest, struggling to try to keep the pace he was setting. And then with Jose's bike being a stock SB100 build, of average weight, XO1 build, he was right in the middle. And then here I am with the burlier build, the heaviest bike at 30 pounds, grippiest tires with a DHR2 up front and a dissector rear. I was, putting more effort and slower on the transitions and on the climbs than these 2 other guys on their bikes. But as we started to transition downhill, easily, the bikes definitely showed their character. John would pull to the side and let the 2 of us pass him as we descended, because his bike wasn't as capable of ours as ours, and that was pretty apparent. So for a while I was following Jose's SB100 down the trail, and I was making some observations on where he was picking his lines. Jose has an amateur enduro racing background. He raced an enduro SB150 for a while and continues to race enduro races now. So I definitely have a respect for his experience and his riding. So I was watching his lines on this trail, and it was apparent where on his bike with a 120 mil fork up front, he was picking his lines, where mine, I felt much more confident with 140 mils of travel, beefier tires, a piggyback reservoir shock, that a lot of times I could just point and shoot, where I didn't have to really pick my lines as much as Jose did, and I was able to send it over some things where Jose chose to go around. So really interesting how this video came about. It was just from a general observation of the day. This was definitely not planned or scripted, and it was just, I thought in hindsight, what a great opportunity and idea to show how versatile this SB100 platform is, and can be built up, and how it shows that the different characteristics of each build affect what you ride, how you ride, what you want to ride, and what you're building it for. And obviously the SB115 shares the same front triangle and rear triangle, basically the frame of the SB100, with the additional updated linkage that gives it an increased travel, leverage curve, plus the longer stroke shock. So hope you guys found this useful. Again, this is all raw video. This was just kind of a splash in the moment idea that came to me while we were riding that day on the trailhead, and I thought I'd turn it into something that might be of interest and useful. So you all know how to get a hold of me. Sorry this is such a raw edit video, but like I said, wasn't planned, but hope it's useful.